welcome back. Popcorn and beers. We've got your buttered on top Thunderbolts and your drunk classic, forgive me, but Darjeeling Unlimited?
Sure.
Let's go. A hearty welcome back to myself to the show. It was so fun, and forgive me, but I had to go to the island of ice, and it was a lot of fun, but I miss you, each and every one. Welcome back to the show where some use tomatoes and others use thumbs. We use the stuff that gets you drunk.
Blackberry lemonade.
Another Carlsberg, right? Josh's favorite Pilsner.
Sure.
He's got the thrills for the pills, everyone. And we've got the thrills for the Thunderbolts, I think. I don't want to be too early to judge, but I think that this was one of the better films that Marvel's put out in probably 2 or 3 years. So let's start with who has been the most critical as of late. Jordan, you've been pretty hard on a lot of things lately. Like, you come out of the gates with all this happiness and you're running through the fields of tulips and butterflies, and then all of a sudden you set that field on fire and you're like, it's a popcorn. I'm like, what happened? It was such a positive review, and then now you hate it. I'm so confused.
Or opposite.
Or opposite. So talk to us about Thunderbolts.
Yeah, it's entertaining throughout. I mean, the entertainment never stops. It's funny. Good action sequences peppered in. The heavy exposition for each character in dialogue moments, it feels, I understand why it's necessary because there's so much going on in the Marvel universe, so much interconnectedness, but it feels insulting to us Marvel fans who have watched all of these things.
Yeah, we're already caught up on this. Move on. Yeah.
Exactly. I'm like, give me something that's new to me. Like, I'm the loyal fan. Appeal to me. Like, screw these people. But, it's too late for them. It's too late. You've missed so much. Go back and watch it like everybody else,
Yeah.
I could listen to Florence Pew 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 say bub all day long.
Bub.
Just on a loop. Bub. Bub. She should be the voice of the Minions moving forward. Just bub. It's hilarious. I love it. It makes me giggle inside. Makes me giddy.
So you're a Florence guy then?
Oh yes, I love.
I think she's adorable.
Yes.
I have my moments. Some moments I'm like, man, she is so good at her job, and other moments I'm like, why is she doing her job? She's got this Maggie Gyllenhaal thing going on for me.
That's rude.
Never been one for the short haircut, but she her look is good. She has a good look in this movie. It's awesome. Taskmaster, what? What?
Big R.I.P. there.
That's what I'll say. What? Julia
I
Louis...
like Ghost better than Taskmaster. I said it. And I like the new take on Ghost too. The Ghost in the comic books is annoying as balls. If you're familiar with the comic books, Ghost is annoying. He's an annoying villain, and he kind of sucks. This Ghost is a badass.
This ghost is cool, but not shown enough. Like, only person who didn't get a really cool backstory nightmare scene or whatever, right? Anyway, move on.
Yeah.
Because you had it already in Ant-Man and Wasp.
Yeah, I know.
And also, you don't get enough of her kind of motivation. Like, everybody else has that, and you get like a motivation of why they're doing what they're doing, except for her. She's just kind of like there.
But her scenes were cool. All of her moves were cool. Yeah,
definitely. Julia Louis-Dreyfus was great. She's a good kind of snarky. What would you call her? Like a
Lex Luthor?
I call her just Jim Babe. Those arms were crazy. Like,
she's doing these.
When she went sleeveless, I was like, when
military
did Julia...
press.
What's her... What's Seinfeld? Help me. Elaine. When did Elaine get buff? That's what I kept thinking to myself. I was like, she was like ripped in that limo. I was like, that's good. Crazy.
Yeah, she's a good manipulator. She's manipulating the good guys. She's manipulating the bad guys. Yeah. She's just, antagonizing stuff.
Well, I believe, remember, you're talking about her character, Jordan.
Yeah.
There are no good guys, according to her.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's a
that
good
was a
line.
nice little speech.
Good line, yeah. What is this? Lewis Pullman? Is that his name?
Yep, you nailed it. You nailed it.
Lewis Pullman. What is he from? Have we seen him in anything? Is this his?
Who's that? Spectre?
Yeah,
Century?
Sentry?
we've talked about him quite a bit. Let me think
Gun.
of what the movie was. Yeah, was it Top Gun that we talked about him a lot? Salem's Lot. He was in Salem's Lot.
Top
He was
Gun.
annoying in that. The Strangers.
Yeah.
Bad Times at the El Royale. He's another
Yeah.
one with a stupid face. To be fair, like
I-
nice.
Yeah, but his stupid face worked on this.
Yeah, it did. It worked really well.
Apparently he's an Avenger. Oh yeah, never mind. Okay. Anyways, yeah, I don't. He just wasn't very charismatic, I would say, as Bob.
It's because
But-
Sentinel sucks.
Is it Sentinel or is it
Sorry,
Sentry.
Sentry.
Sentry? I don't know anything about Sentry, but
They did okay. They changed him up a little bit, but they're pretty much Sentry. They kind of got him.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know his character. I don't feel like.
He gets ripped in half by Null.
Nice. Hell yeah.
That's dumb.
We'll never see that though because Venom is but he was cool. He's a cool character. He's super strong. He was beating the hell out
Superman.
of everybody, and then I really liked the Void. Was like cool. The Void was cool.
So if you were listening, Josh just said Superman. He's not Superman to me. He's Mr. Manhattan, I think. If I was to
I'd say he's somewhere in the middle, but yeah, okay.
Yeah. Big theme of mental health sort of thing, depression and all that stuff. That's heavy throughout the movie with pretty much every character. But this was fun. I really liked this movie. I wanted more. I didn't want it to end. The credit scene, you had a funny credit scene. You have a look forward, kind of an optimist kind of view into the future, the near future of Marvel. Looks good. How they're kind of bringing the pieces together. How it's all going to fit.
all of
I
you
called it.
Fantastic Four haters can shut up.
I'm not going to
I'm
lie
a
to you.
hater.
I don't think it looks good. I don't think the new
Fantastic Four
Fantastic
is
Four
the
looks
most
good.
boring superhero team of all time. But I like the Thing. Anyway, but
He looks
yeah.
terrible in the.
No, he looks cool.
Let Jordan
CG.
rant really quick. I keep interrupting him too, so I get it.
Me
I
too,
get it. I'm
sorry.
the worst at this. I'm
good.
the interrupter of the century. Jordan, what did you think of it?
Of
You said you couldn't get enough. What was its rating?
I'm gonna give this. It was great. I mean, I'm gonna give it a popcorn and 2.
Okay.
I want to give it like almost a 3, but not really, not quite.
Room to grow. Room to grow. Right.
It was great. Yeah, it was great though. I mean, go watch it, everybody.
Yeah.
Next time you watch it, you're gonna get hammered and enjoy it and be like, watch this. This is crazy.
Yeah, but
Well,
Josh.
this is a good one. I think MCU got their momentum back. And you said best movie in a few years. I say I love all the MCU installments. Like they all have their charm that I really enjoy. I liked all the shows. I got not a lot of bad things to say about MCU. I really like Shang-Chi, but this is probably the best one they've had since Guardians 3, and before that, for a while.
Guardians 3 was so good.
Guardians 3 was so good. So this is not Guardians 3. Let's just get that out of the way. But this was great, dude. I'm going to say just early out the gate, popcorn and 2. Not quite a 3. There's a few little things, but nothing major. It didn't really hit me in the face, but I loved all the action. I loved all the characters. I loved how they brought everything together. The villains were cool. It's a big mental health exercise, the whole thing. And, someone who's really been dealing with a lot of it, definitely nailed it, dude. Like, the whole Void thing, that's what I've been going through this last year, dog. When they're fighting at the end, the punching and all that, no, dude, you don't fight it. And there's so much. I don't want to spoil a whole lot, but and then the vodka part with Florence Pugh, oh god, that kind of got me in the face too. Lots of it was just really it hit you in the heart and in a good way, and they didn't goof off with you know, isn't depression just a fancy word for being bummed out? But yeah, action scenes were really fun. They started out quick, like Florence Pugh in the hallway, and then they do the classic thing where the heroes fight in the beginning. That was cool. I love Red Guardian. I called it. Yeah. I knew he was going to be my favorite, and he is my favorite. And Bucky was great. I loved all of it. The tie-in at the end, their little suits at the end with his hair.
That was a shout out to the original comic book. Yeah.
Yeah, but it was so beautiful how not to spoil a whole lot, but like they commercialized it and like his hair is so blown out, like they look like they're ready for their close-up type of shit, right? And that's what they actually said in the movie. I loved the effects. I loved the camera work. I loved the action. Everyone got to use their powers in a cool way. I think Ghost was underutilized as far as character development, but that's okay. Taskmaster was wasted, but that's okay because literally. Not really a spoiler because if you look ahead, like she's not in the next Avengers movie. Anyway, so yeah, Popcorn 2. I liked it a lot.
It is a popcorn and 2 beers fest. We were going back to the concessions counter to get a second round. It was very good, and it is Marvel's return to kind of a little bit more of a subtle style. Not trying to put these characters on a pedestal, to actually make them fallible, and they were, and it showed their warts and all, if you will. Like, you saw everything. And Josh, correct me if I'm wrong, this is the second time that you feel like Marvel has depicted depression in a way that speaks to you, because I believe you said the same thing about Thor in Avengers.
Oh, Fat Thor? No, I am Fat Thor, dude. Dude, straight up. Yeah.
So I think that with this return, we're going to have high expectations again, and they need to meet them. I love what Kevin Feige has come out and said when he said, look, watching a lot of this stuff back to back to back started to feel like a homework assignment. And he's not wrong. And honestly, with Star Wars too, like Disney, like you're doing too much with this IP. It's too much, because I watched one episode of the new Andor series, and I was like, I need to actually sit down and be really focused. Remember what happened in season 1. Go back and watch the movie that happens after Andor season 2, so I know exactly where. And it's too friggin' much. It's too much. My brain's gonna explode with all of this. So this one was good. Just boom, boom, boom. Here's what's happening. Here's why it's happening. Story. All right, not like, Doomsday, hold on. It's like, no, this leads the Doomsday. You're not going to have to go back and watch YouTube explanations unless you want to know who these characters are, like Sentry. Sentry, what absolute power corrupts absolutely, essentially, is the lesson there that we see right away. Like, that's what we get out of
Kanye. Like,
yeah, instantly.
Even the skin color. Anyway.
Ooh.
Again, literally. So anyway, what did he do when he was 8 years old? Don't worry about that, Twitter world.
I loved his, like, the actor. I loved, like, his face was always like in flux, even when he was like just regular Bob. Yeah. Like he was always like ticking. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, I love the way they get up the wall, because none of them actually have real superpowers, right? Like Captain America, Wyatt Russell is very fallible. He is not the, boy wonder.
Yeah, speaking of him, like, did you see Kurt Russell all over his face every time he yelled and shit? Like, oh, wow. Like, I always knew he kind of looked like Kurt, but this was the one where I'm like, that's Kurt Russell.
But he wasn't as annoying as he was on the show. That's what I will say. I liked him a little bit more. I don't like that they make him a little too stupid at times, and he's not stupid. He's actually a really smart dude.
Yeah, he's an accomplished war hero, like an actual soldier.
Yeah, and they make him kind of, what would you guys say, like jocular at certain points in the movie?
He's a meathead.
Like a dumb jock at certain point. And I wasn't necessarily a fan of that, but Florence Pugh does have a line where she's yelling at her father, and what is it? It's not Captain. I want to call him Captain Russia, but that wasn't very. The red.
I've been calling him Mr. Russia. Yeah, Mr. Russia. Red Guardian.
Yeah, the Guardian, thank you. Red Guardian. She yells at him. She's like, he's like you, but he actually knows what he's doing. I thought that was awesome. I love how he's all about, he just wants the celebrity, Red Guardian does. And that was funny, the way they like weave that in. And like you said, Josh, you get some of that in the final cutscene, which was pretty hilarious, making him look like a NASCAR driver.
Yeah. Barbasol.
It is a popcorn and two. I'm really happy to see where this goes. We need that momentum to carry into Fantastic Four. Josh, I know you're not super excited about it, but the first three were terrible. Yes, there were three, everyone. There were three. Miles Teller made a mistake. Michael B.
Technically
Jordan.
four. Technically there was four. And if you count the one from Arrested Development, there was five. Yeah, I've just never been a huge fan because I grew up on X-Men, so I'm looking over Fantastic Four, and they're like the cousins who were homeschooled. Like, ugh, you guys are corny, you know? But I like the Thing, and I'm excited to see the movie. It looks cool. I'll watch it. But I did call it, though. Like, the way they brought it, no spoiler, the way that they're going to introduce them, I said that was going to happen the way it's going to happen.
I think it needs to. I think it needs to it's going to make it better than what we had. And the best version of Fantastic Four was in Deadpool and Wolverine. So anyway, let's get on to Darjeeling Unlimited. Did I say it right, Josh?
No! Darjeeling. You're like the grandma who can't say Chipotle. You say nuclear.
Fajitas.
You like read it the way it's written. Darjeeling Unlimited.
Darjeeling. So tell me about Rita.
This is a Wes Anderson in the middle of his filmography, and it's starring three dudes, one of whom is problematic, and the other two are just weirdos like the rest of them. I love this movie. I think it's fun. It's whimsical AF. It's full of color. It's full of vibrant dialogue. It's really very much like a troubled brother movie. Like, it's like everything about it is like these are three brothers who don't really trust each other, but of course they don't trust anyone else more. Like, this is all they got is these three brothers and their tumultuous relationship. And I just love it when they're sharing drugs at the dinner table. And
I have that written down in my notes. I have that exact line.
All that, like, don't tell him. Oh, don't tell him. And they're all like keeping secrets for each other from each other, and then like divulging the secrets instantly. And the fight scene with the bells.
Prescriptions in India.
And it's just full of so many scenes that when you rewatch it gets funnier. Like, there's the sad part where the kid dies, right? I know that whole part is sad and it's tough. But, like, I love the way it starts, and I laugh every time. Look at these assholes! Owen Wilson slams it out of the park. I love Owen Wilson the most. He carries the whole show, like the way he's the big sister. Little shout out to Frye there. And it's just so, please forgive this. And I just love so much about it. The one thing that I do have a problem with, I watched this on DVD a million times before I've seen it on streaming or anything. So I watched it on streaming this time. And what's omitted is the short film that precedes the movie. Did you guys have the short film beforehand?
I looked it up. I did a little bit of research on this.
So there's a short film that takes place before this movie. It's like a 10-minute special, and it's all about Jason Schwartzman before this movie starts. And it's Jason Schwartzman and Natalie Portman. Did you notice Natalie Portman was in that one scene?
No.
Yeah.
When they do, like, they go car to car showing what everyone's going through towards the end of the movie. And then just Natalie Portman's just in one of the cars for no reason. But she's in the short film. And it's just all about, towards the end, that little short story that Jason Schwartzman writes about, like, I'm gonna hate you in the morning or whatever. Just one of his short stories. That's what the movie is. And it's not really that important, but it's really beautiful. And anyway, that's about all of it. I love this movie. Popcorn and two. I understand why someone wouldn't like it. I love the soundtrack, as always, for a Wes Anderson movie.
What does Jason Schwartzman, what does he tell Rita? Thanks for letting me be your mistake.
Thanks for using me.
Thanks for using me. I like that line. I thought that was a good line because that's exactly what she did. Because she was about to correct him, but then she's like, okay, yeah. she was going through her own thing that she didn't want to be a part of, right? And I don't. It's
Right.
from 2007, but she was doing her, and she needed to lash out or act out in some way, and he was the one she used
Yeah.
to lash out. Jordan, like, what did you think, Mister? I did work on this. I did my homework.
Because I didn't. It was a Wes Anderson movie. It just felt very too Wes Anderson-y for
Very
me.
much. It was in it for him for sure.
This was early Wes Anderson, right? And like his filmography
Give or
somewhat.
take, yeah.
Yeah, and it just didn't feel like, it still just felt like he was just maybe a little too smug, unaware of like, I need to appeal to more people.
Yeah.
I didn't get it. Like, I just didn't get it very much. It had definitely had funny moments and all that, and like it's very like stylistically, like it's what Wes Anderson does his tricks, like all his cool little quirks and camera shots
The
and
on camera thing, and then the pivot.
the contrast
His
with all the
family
colors
for 300 years with that shoe.
It's very like cultural and stuff, like the way that he just weaves all these different kind of side elements, but just like, the story and the characters just didn't move
They're too
me.
weird. I feel
It
you.
didn't, yeah. So, I mean, but it's a good movie. I give it a popcorn and 1. F. Adrian Brody as always. And Schwartzman is really talented.
He is very talented.
He wrote part of this, right? I mean,
Did he?
Yeah, he's like a part writer on this. So,
What this movie did for me was kind of make me chuckle, and it wasn't a Wes Anderson that you had to pay a ton of attention to follow along with, which I liked. A lot of his movies, you gotta be paying attention because they're gonna make little jokes that you might have missed if you weren't paying attention.
Yeah.
And this one, it does that, but it doesn't leave you feeling alienated if you didn't get why they made that joke. It's still a funny joke if you don't understand where they pulled that from previously.
Yeah.
The Cobra, for instance. Like, that was pretty funny. Like, we wouldn't have to see the type of character Adrian Brody is to understand that if a Cobra got out on a train, that would be hilarious.
Right.
Like, why did this guy just go buy a Cobra for no reason? That joke
Right.
stands alone as hilarious. Is he just walking around with a Cobra in a box? That's also funny.
Or
So
the mace. Stop including mace!
That was funny. That was funny. And it goes like that. This awkward scene is what? Should we try saying this without words? And then we're just...
Yeah.
That just felt weird. But I'm not... That's we've talked about this on Gorp. By the way, check out Gorp and make sure you tweet at Josh at Gorp Show so it forces him to share more clips. But with that, we talked about how that awkward moment, somebody that makes way too much eye contact, and then Josh did this movie as his drunk classic, and I felt like he did this just to make me feel weird because that scene has way too much awkward eye contact in it, and it's like Jordan and Josh have alluded to, the camera work that Wes Anderson utilizes. The camera's right in their face as they're filming it, so you are forced to stare these people into their soul, and that was a lot.
Yeah. So much of this, a theme that's that's present is white people doing things that they think are spiritual and then getting it wrong and then not caring. You know what I mean? Like they have this the peacock feather thing that they get wrong twice, and they're like, fuck it, and then oopsie, and then the eye contact thing, and then the mother's part of a convent for no reason. They're in India to pray. Who are they praying to? They don't even know. Like, yeah.
Well, they allude to that too when they're going through the town after Adrian Brody's character has purchased the snake, and he goes, I just love it here. It's so beautiful. And then the kids do something silly, like or they say something's trash or it's something gross, and he's like, I just love these beautiful people. Like directly after like a trash bag scene, and it's just really funny in that way. You also get some emotion from Owen Wilson. Going back to Josh saying he's carrying the film with. Why are your eyes so red? Why is your head so bald?
No, man. Did he just quit?
Yes, I think so. He's packing his stuff. Also, how do they know so quickly that he's packing his stuff? He just got on the train. But yeah, it has a lot of moments like that. Overall, if you really dig deep, like Jordan decided to do, it will make you feel something, I think. I think in that, like, if you're really paying attention to the deeper metaphors and the deeper stories that Wes Anderson is trying to tell through these characters, there's a lot of meaning there. There's a lot of immersing yourself in the culture without actually doing it. And are you aware that you're not actually doing what you think you're doing while on these journeys, right?
Mm.
Like, how can you be a part of this? And it kind of reminded me, when they do start to learn the lesson once the kid is dead, it's because they can't. Sorry, that was very insensitive the way I phrased that, but that's what happens. Anyway, they're so self-involved until that moment, and then they start to see the culture for what it really is in the funeral scene and things like that, and they become real people, and they kind of realize, hey, our feelings in that moment that kid dies aren't relevant right now, because they see the father and what he's going through with his son.
Yeah.
It's very interesting how they kind of changed, and it alters their perspective. They become less selfish, less absorbed with their own problems that are going on in the story. So if you want to keep digging deep, there's a lot of depth here in this story. If you want to stay surface level, it's a really good comedy. So we're going to go ahead and give this popcorn and 2.
Nice, dude. Glad you liked it.
Right.
So I didn't think I would, to be fair. So
I didn't think you would either.
That's the gift. I don't mind. Like, I liked the French Dispatch.
Yeah.
I liked the French Dispatch a lot more than a lot of other people did. I found that movie hilarious.
I kind of like that
laughing
movie.
so hard in that movie, I was crying. What's that, Jordan?
I kind of like that one. I didn't find it as funny as you did, but I liked it.
I love just in general his abrupt humor. It's throughout his movies. It's what? Like a lot of that. Anyway.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
It almost made me like Timothy Chalamet.
I think Budapest has been my favorite out of the ones that we've watched of his.
Well, it's because you're in love
Budapest
with
is beautiful. Budapest is beautiful. Beautiful.
Pretty good movie.
We need to start keeping track of how many Sam Rockwells has Frye done as his drunk classic. How many Wes Andersons has Josh done as his drunk classic? What's yours?
Oh.
What's
bad movies? I don't know.
Yeah, bad movies.
All right, so let's get to what we were watching. I'm going to go ahead and lead us off, and then I'll kind of weave a little web here. We're going to start with A Simple Favor, starring Blake Lively, embroiled in controversy, Blake Lively, and Anna Kendrick. It's funny because we had a discussion in our pre-production meeting about this film, and I said I liked it, and then Jordan said he liked it, and then Josh said, you guys suck and I hate you, and that was weird. It caught us off guard.
Yeah, I almost quit the show. I almost quit the whole show.
For what though? Was it because Anna Kendrick does pour it on pretty pretty bad in the film. Like, she pours on that single mom homemaker, but I love that character is fake, and the movie slowly reveals that is a fake persona, that is somebody she wishes she was, that she is portraying someone that she actually isn't. And that's what I liked about the first one, is you see how kind of weird her actual life is, and that made her character, added depth. It made it better. It wasn't just her being in love with Blake Lively.
I just thought the whole movie was just... I think it was going somewhere, then it forgot where it was going, and then it just dropped off. I thought the whole movie was a big letdown. Because it started off really cool, it had a lot of things going for it, and then nothing happens. And it's like, oh, okay.
Everything happens.
Bye.
There's so many twists and turns. Like, what you think is going to happen doesn't really happen, and I think that's the point. Man, just embrace the suspense. Isn't that why you're always on my case?
There's none suspense.
You did not guess what was going to happen.
I don't care.
Bottom line.
I got it. So Josh and Jordan hate women. Understood.
I love Anna Kendrick, and I think it was just a big letdown movie for me. It was boring.
That might have been what did it for you, though, Josh, is she's not playing her usual role in this movie.
Well, I appreciate that, but it wasn't a good movie. Sorry. So I didn't go into it thinking I was going to like it. I'm going to be fair right now. Again, here's what we need to start doing with our movies, is go into a super ultra low expectations. Because Darjeeling Unlimited, I went into with such low expectations and ended up really liking it. This I went into with such low expectations and I ended up really liking it. And it had a lot to do with, like, I hate the way Blake Lively speaks, by the way. Like, I hate it. That little side mouth thing, like that thing. Yeah, it's a really weird maneuver she does. It
bothers me so much. Like,
I wonder if that's how she really talks. Like, like Ariana Grande's voice is not her real voice. Like, I wonder if this is her real voice.
Maybe like she almost killed the town because of her terrible accent, her terrible Boston accent. So
Yeah.
with this, I actually kind of dig her character and what her character stands on and how her character speaks and like don't apologize ever. You have nothing to apologize. Most of what you're doing is just you being your true self. So why are you apologizing for that? For
I'm a
stating
sociopath.
like, yeah, she is a sociopath, but a lot of what she says, people should think about more. Like, we're often apologizing when we're right, when we're correct, because the person that you are correct to is offended that they're an idiot. Good. Like, you can be offended that you're an idiot. You can be like, dang, I never thought about it through that lens. I'm so happy that I now know the proper way to say this Darjeeling Unlimited or whatever it is.
Sorry.
You have two options there. You could be mad, or you could be like, dude, thank you for informing me. That's so cool. All right, it's just your two choices. Anyway, the storyline was fun. The kids are kind of funny, and I'm glad that they didn't like surround the movie around these two annoying kids. So that makes it so much better that it keeps it an adult story, adult story, adult story. It does tie the main story up very well in a nice knot. It puts a nice bow on it, so you don't have to wonder. So you dig it, and then you wonder, why is there a sequel? Did there actually have to be a sequel?
Yeah.
And we're going to get to that later. But as
shocked.
for a simple favor, I'm going to give Blake Lively and Anna Kendrick a popcorn in 2. I actually found it really good. I thought it was a really fun whodunit. I really did.
Why don't you just do the second one? You might as well just jump into it.
I didn't want to do that. I was trying to set something up. I was trying.
Oh, you don't have to. Go ahead.
I was trying to do a thing.
All right, do the thing.
It's ruined. Now there's no thing anymore.
Do the thing. Do the thing.
Do the thing. I threw it to Jordan already.
All right,
ball better than Shador Sanders could throw.
I watched a movie called Drop that is new to the streaming, fresh out of the theater, and it's hard domestic violence warning. Okay. Oh. This is also hardcore Blumhouse, just teenage, like...
I think it's Blumhouse.
Whatever. Blum, blum, blum.
Blumhouse.
Bubhouse. It's just like you get teenagers in seats to see their latest stupid half...
Donkey Punch.
plot of a movie that they're just like oh man, it's just it's stupid. The dialogue is stupid. Everything about this movie is really bad. The sister is criticizing the other sister about her date outfit while she's dressed like a good guy's Chucky doll. Anytime they go to security camera footage, which they do a lot, like to see what the bad guy is seeing, watching her and all that, it looks really tacky and not just bad. This whole lot of the movie takes place at this dinner table. This date is happening, and she's got this situation going on that's, she's in trouble, and this guy is seemingly unknowing what's happening, and she's trying to act normal, but something's up, and it's just this whole back and forth thing. And the actress woman is doing weird shit throughout this scenario happening, and nobody in the restaurant gives a shit. Nobody in the restaurant is like, and one of my favorite things to do in a restaurant is to be super nosy all up in other people's business. It's how I like stim. You know what I mean? Like I get antsy sitting anywhere for too long in a restaurant, and just watching people like, oh my God, they're like listening to people's conversation, seeing people react to other people's conversation, all these things. Like I like to just pick up on all these little things and create narratives in my head. And nobody seems to give a shit, which it's crazy. It's very not realistic. An hour into the movie, that movie's about an hour and a half. An hour into it, you have learned nothing. Nothing has developed at all. The final tense moment that they have is just absolutely ridiculous. The way everything resolves is ridiculous. The ending is just very poorly edited. There's like this back and forth between her and who she figures out is behind it. And it's just like one person's in the middle of talking, and then it switches to the other person's face just standing there. And then it goes back while the other person starts talking. It's just like, it's terrible. This is a popcorn movie. Don't watch it. My favorite line of the movie is, I'm playing chess. I'm 2 moves ahead, and you're playing Yahtzee. Yeah. Yeah. Good stuff there,
That's
guys.
great.
Yeah, popcorn.
His product placement is what that was.
Yes, they got paid. So I'm going to jump into my review of North by North really quick, and then I'm going to throw it to you. My review of North by North really quick. If you have 4 hours to kill, you could binge this show. It's kind of cute. It has stupid humor. It's a stupid Netflix sitcom, but it is it's cute. You're gonna like it. You're gonna feel good about yourself as you watch it. I think they're going for kind of a Schitt's Creek style feel. It's got the sister from, or the cousin from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. She's in it.
Snail.
Yeah, the
Gail the Snail.
Talk like her. She's in it, and she's really funny. Overall, it's not going to be like something you're like, wow, I'm so great I watched it. What a I don't know, how avant-garde was that? That's not what it is. It's literally, it's not even on the level of Schitt's Creek. So I want to be very clear. They're going for a Schitt's Creek style of oh no, this unfortunate event has occurred and it's now piled on. It's almost like yes and, right? Yes, and then this happened, and then this happened, and then how could this happen, and then this led to this, and all that culminates in a very cute story of growth. It goes a bit far a couple times. Like there's a French dude in it, a French artist, and I hated that character, but rightfully so, because we see where that character develops into. And you kind of got to pick sides, like who's right, who's wrong here. And I think you really fall for some of the main characters in the storyline, and they even bring some heaviness, which I like on occasion as it pertains to these comedies. Like it shouldn't all be people in a restaurant not reacting to something crazy going on, right, Jordan? Sometimes there should be a reaction, and that reaction's not always positive, and we should feel into that because that's real human emotion, and we get that from North by North. I'm going to tell you right now, it's probably a popcorn, but I'm going to give it a popcorn and 1 because I see what they were trying to do. I thought it was cute, and I like the setting. It takes place in the furthest area you could ever be. It takes place in the Arctic, so.
Architect.
Josh, what did you forget that you just remembered?
I watched something that, in another reality, one of us would probably call it a drunk classic, but it's not. I doubt it. Because I watched the sequel a couple times. The sequel being Be Cool with, I think it was one of The Rock's first movies. I watched Get Shorty, the original.
That is a drunk classic, and I think I have it written down.
Oh, wow. Well, it's John Travolta number. It's got a lot of big names in it. It's a Hollywood-centric movie. It's about a mob guy who gets himself tied up in the movie business and becomes a producer. And that's the whole thing. And it's very funny. It's very quick. It's got a lot of names like Delroy Lindo's in it, James Gandolfini, thus the realization. Yeah, it's a fun movie. It's quick, and there's a lot of dead actors in it, so R.I.P. to all of them. But very entertaining. Danny DeVito is good at being the very into himself actor. It's funny. It's very, pokes ribs at Hollywood in general, much like the new studio movie or TV show. It's good. It's not over yet, though. We're still watching it, and it's good. Yeah, this is fun. It's very fun. I say it's almost as good as Be Cool. Be Cool is a better movie because it has Vince Vaughn. But Get Shorty was very good. I think anyone would enjoy it. I call it a popcorn in 1. Yeah.
Popcorn in 1. Well, this might be a personal note for me, guys, but I watched another sort of sitcom called Four Seasons, and let me just read to you the cast really quick. It's available on Netflix for you, but Will Forte, Tina Fey, Steve Carell, Coleman Domingo, Kenny Silver, who is like the smallest of all the, no, that's not fair. Marco Calavani is probably the smallest. And then Erica, I can't pronounce her name.
She's from Reno 911.
No, her I already pronounced. Carrie Kenny.
Oh, yeah, my bad.
Yeah, and she was good. And she's so pretty in this, by the way, in Four Seasons. She does not look like her character in Reno 911. Now you hear it.
Yeah.
You hear it in the voice. The voice is inescapable. Like, you absolutely hear it. but she's funny, and it's really a story of how relationships evolve. And I'm surprised Josh started to watch it, because honestly, there's a slight trigger warning for people in this, but he's already made it through the first episode, so we're good. I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I've watched the first episode, and I'm hooked all the way, and I love the interpersonal relationships, and the dialogue's all really good. And I love Tina Fey and everyone else in the cast.
Yeah, Tina Fey has been a crush of mine for a very long time. But with that, I will say it's cool how they do this show. The Four Seasons is not the hotel, okay? It takes place in this group dynamic, right, of best friends that go on trips with each other like every season. Every couple months, they go on a trip together. And you get to see basically springtime, then summer, then fall, then winter.
Oh, every episode is a season?
Every 2 episodes is one season.
Episodes? Okay,
so
cool.
That's why you get to 8 episodes, right? So the way they do it is it's very cute, but it's a story of it's almost like grass is greener style story. Is the grass always greener on the other side? Do we appreciate what we have when we have it? Are we living in the moment? Almost like what I was saying about Unlimited a bit ago. It's a story about growing apart in your relationship, and do you deserve that? Does the other person deserve that? Are you hurting that person because your feelings change? How do you understand these things? Coleman Domingo kills it in his role. Like, do you need a protector? Are you lashing out against your protector because you do in fact need it, and you know you need it, but you don't want to accept your own vulnerabilities? You don't want to accept your own mortality. And Coleman Domingo kills it. Like, Coleman Domingo's amazing in this show, and I'm really sad that it took him so long to get his break, because the dude is clearly an amazing actor. He's in his 50s, mid 50s now, and it's crazy that it took someone as talented as, it's not crazy, I know how our society works, it's terrible, but it took him it took him so long, but he's so good in this. I love one of his lines when he's talking to Tina Fey, and Tina Fey is not talking back, and he just yells at her. He's like, "Damn it, shut up! Your face is so loud sometimes." It was there's another line: "Stop correcting what she's saying and start trying to understand it." And I think it's actually stop correcting the way she's speaking and start trying to understand what she's saying,
which is such a big thing with online discussions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, can we actually just like get to the meat of it? Yeah.
So as the show proceeds, it does create quite a bit of anxiety, but it leads to some comical situations. So many of the issues occurring at once in these relationships, so it helps to have these diversionary storylines not feel like a diversion, because they're taking place with different groups of people, and that creates a very fun environment. I don't want to spoil anything. What I will say is I definitely was cutting onions at the end of the show. Like, I hope they don't do a second season. I really do, because at the episode 8, I was like crying. I felt so like bad. I think it was actually probably episode 7 at the end of episode 7. But one of those last 2 episodes got me, and I was like, dang it, I'm such a wuss.
Yeah.
Jordan.
Yeah. The last thing I watched this week was Yellowjackets season 3. We had some guest stars this season. Hilary Swank plays a pretty big role, and
fine ass.
She will continue to be in this, I believe, into season 4. Joel McHale has a few episodes in here.
The ultimate pop-up character on every show except for Community.
Hi. Yeah. And they're good additions, but at this point, the show is scheduled to last 5 seasons. We're in season 3, and it's wandering. We just keep introducing new conflicts that just don't need to be there. We keep introducing new characters just for the sake of dragging this story along, like, more.
That's
when
tough.
There's so much there for them to work with already. Why do they keep adding things? The way they visualize death for a key character, no, I'm not going to spoil it. A key character, we lose, and the way that they visualize that is really, really cool. It's a cool scene. Again, like I said, they set up more questions and answers. It's just becoming too much. I feel like they need to wrap this up in the next season. But I think they will get another full season, and then maybe like a shortened 5th season, like a 3-4 episoder maybe I don't know. It's come full circle though. The end of this season, it comes full circle basically to the beginning of the first season. Cool. It's the name of the episode, Full Circle or something like that. But yeah, it needs to end. I really love this show. There's a really graphic, kind of gritty season. I give it a popcorn and like a 1.
It's Lord of the Flies, right?
Yes, very Lord of the Flies.
Much more. Yeah, I say that not knowing the show. I only watched the first 3 episodes. I just started the show, and I'm so excited.
First season, popcorn and 3. Second season, it's slowly regressing. Popcorn and 2, I'd say, and then this season is like meh.
Yeah, meh. That's how I felt about another Simple Favor, but this time in Capri. Now that we've got money, we've got to go to new locations that are fancy and sexy and basically take a vacation with the whole cast, and that's what they did for the second movie. The twist was, I wasn't into it, and it was silly, and it was kind of like, cool, well, how do we end this sequel? And they didn't tie it up the way they tied up the first movie. Like I said, it didn't need to happen. There's also a really weird scene in it where if something of that magnitude had just happened, how is this person that was involved in something that happened to that magnitude and they're this age just chill? Chill. Just whatever. Yeah, that happened and I'm cool with it. I'm just going to sit here at this thing that we're a part of now. And I'm trying to talk around the whole storyline because it is still a fairly new movie. And if you're following the Blake Lively saga, you know that Anna Kendrick was pretty irritated with the Blake Lively saga because she felt like this negative press was going to crush another Simple Favor. And it kind of did. And it felt almost like they were rushing the end of the second movie. I think they could have put some meat on this, made it a little bit better. And instead of doing that, they really went for, hey, let's get a trilogy. We can get a trilogy out of this. And it's kind of like we're in Capri, more shenanigans ensue, and now we're going to be like a Jean Valjean, Glass Onion style Murder on the Orient Express detective. And I don't know that it reached that level in the second episode, in the second movie. We all enjoyed Glass Onion Part 2, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's good.
And The Death on the Nile was okay. It was fine. Yep. For the second installment. Venice was fine as the third installment in that series, and we'll see what Glass Onion 3 does. But, or pardon me, Knives Out. Sorry, I keep calling it Glass Onion. Knives Out 3 does for us. But right now, I don't know if they're going to be able to make a second movie because of everything that happened with Blake Lively and how bad this movie did at the box office. The first movie was really good. I think they should have given the first movie some time to pick up momentum, keep the traction, and then wait a year before they release this, work on the ending a little bit. And the writing was still fairly strong. The dialogue was still strong. They have great chemistry, the two of them. They're supposedly friends off screen. But the movie itself didn't really work for me. It was a beautiful location, beautiful cars, beautiful people again, but not a beautiful movie. I give another Simple Favor 1 popcorn after giving a Simple Favor a popcorn and 2, which leads us to you, Jordan. Are you going to pick a drunk classic that takes us out of 2007 to 2009? Because we have been stuck there now for quite some time.
All right, so I'm not as old as you guys. Jeez. Yes. Okay. I will honor your wishes. I'm going to pick a good movie here. It is 1999.
Nice. One of the best years of film.
Tommy Lee Jones.
That year.
Tommy Lee Jones
and Ashley Judd. It is Double Jeopardy.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Double Jets.
Jeopardy.
Yeah.
All right.
I like that movie a lot. It's been a long time since I've seen that movie. All right, and of course, thank you for that, Jordan. I look forward to seeing Double Jeopardy. We've got our butter on top, though, and it is an A24 who rarely miss. They rarely miss, but we're going to watch Friendship as our butter on top this week. As always, thank you for joining us every single time. We will see you at the movies. You bring the popcorn. We've got the beer.